9. I was saying medium build, but I feel as though he had a tash and a bit of a beard. And he says, oh, he had a hat on and that. And I felt as though he had, like, I would say, chubby hands, if you know what I mean. And I want to say he had some kind of waistcoat on.
Smartly dressed.
Yeah, smart, you know, like a top knob, as I would call it, you know, and that. So I would feel something like that. And because I'm seeing him as well, as though he had some kind of bucket, like folder or, but you know, but what they carry, something like that in his hand.
Did he announce himself when he come in?
No, it was just as I were walking in here, and I just felt this presence with me, and I thought, this is a gentleman, what's following us? You know, and I would say when he spoke, a spade was a spade.
Yeah.
You know, I would say a bit abrupt, if you know what I mean. People knew who he was, if that makes sense. Yeah. People would know who he was. And it's as though, I don't know if there's some kind of dealings. If you know what I mean.
What sort of attitude is it?
You know
the bowler hat?
Yeah, the big round one. It's that era. See, I'm not an history person, so I couldn't really just tell you. But you know, and I don't know if it's him or what, but I can smell cigar. I can smell that cigar smell. I don't know if anybody's ever sensed a cigar smell, but I can smell that.
It smells like a smoke smell, like.
Yeah, I can smell that with me. Also, I'm just feeling like you know, the old-fashioned chain ring with a watch. I'm seeing him now. It says, oh, he's limited to time. He's looking, opening it and shutting it into time, and he put it in his pocket. Very, you know, well to do, if you know what I mean.
This is the original being what connects to the other room where Alice hanged herself. And tonight we're here to find out what happened to Alice.
Would you like to be...
I wouldn't like to be stuck somewhere.
No, I wouldn't. I would want to be gone to spirit, but...
Who says she is?
This is it.
I don't think she's stuck here.
I don't think she's
she
stuck,
spends a lot of
but
time.
I think with what the word I said before, her emotions, the way she took her is here.
Her life was here.
Her life, how she lived it, but the way she went was an emotional hurt and cry. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt as though she was in love.
I'm also thinking that she must have had a lot of romantic behaviour down here because...
That's why I asked it.
Because the way I believe it is, we've already made a house in Spirit Road. As far as I'm concerned, our house is already there, it's waiting for us.
But it's what she remembers coming back to here.
And she's probably got a similar house going, like this, which is where you'll always feel her energy here. Because it was a place where she was most happiest. A lot of her love, it was all here.
It would be all here, but it was a bad way for her to go.
Yeah.
Because I would say you've got to be brave to do that.
It takes a very courageous person.
You've got to be brave.
Very courageous person.
Do you know what I mean?
To commit suicide.
You have got to be brave to, like, hang yourself.
A lot of
but
people
knowing
cries
you
for
was
help,
pregnant.
But the only cries for help. She wanted to go.
She wanted to go, knowing she was pregnant, so she was taking a baby with her. So the baby didn't actually grow to touch her. Well, you know, do you know what I'm saying? So she actually went through a very emotional
experience.
Departure, I would say.
It would have been hell for her.
Yeah. And for the person what come down and found her, that'd be a trauma.
It'd be a memory that we wouldn't forget.
Yeah. It wouldn't be very nice. You know, it's as though, you know, even though she did it, well, was there any bit of a... She received a letter and she's ready and done it, because it's just that I'm just seeing this writing on paper.
It could have gone in the fire.
She could have read something from the gentleman she wore. knocking off. And he didn't want to know her, and she's burnt it, and emotion.
We don't want children.
No. Unless he'd already got family.
My head's thinking he was already married.
That's what I mean.
And he already had a
He
family.
didn't want
He
no.
wanted-
He didn't want
children.
no children, and I feel as though this is where the letter might have come in. And
Very
she's
much
read
so.
it, and she's just done herself through an emotion.
But for anybody else to pick up a letter, I
Yeah.
reckon it's gone in fire.
In
She's put it in
fire.
fire. Because it was a secret anyway.
Yeah. Well, it will be them days, won't it?
It was a
A
big
maid
secret.
with somebody well known.
It was a big secret. Well, I pray for you.
Yeah, let's hope she's entered Spirit World in a nice way now. Because, I mean, it'd be years and years and years if she's been... She'd be upset and hurt because he didn't want her, like we've said, but it's like a child out of wedlock, isn't it?
Yes. But I've got this bloke here, so who's to say she actually see? Did you see a letter?
I
Because
sent...
I've got a bloke stood there. We're
I
not
sent,
stood right now.
I
I've got-
sent, I sent the paper we're writing on.
Okay. Because I've got a bloke here shouting out.
Mm.
Where John stood now, I've got
Yeah,
I've got a
yeah.
bloke there.
So
What,
you
shouting
never...
down like that?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's
he's
like
shout-
one foot's on one, it's like
Yeah.
that. And he's right having a go.
Because she's probably told him
She's pregnant.
she's pregnant, and he's probably just... Or he could have sent somebody up with a letter.
Yeah, very true.
So she might have found the letter, which weren't meant for her, it was meant for somebody else, and she's opened it and read it.
No, that's another possibility because he could have been.
So what is it in the Victorian era?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's all about it's her life.
Yeah.
Her life I'm picking up on down here. I know there's other energies in here, but it's her life I'm picking up on here. It's like I'm getting it's like a story.
Yeah.
I
She
wouldn't be
thinks she's found
surprised.
out something what she shouldn't have
Yeah,
found out.
I wouldn't be surprised it's something to do with the owner. So I'm going to say she's having it off with the owner. She's ended up rough. He's not liked her.
They didn't judge her though, did they?
The letter, I don't think it's a love letter, but a letter.
No,
It's like
no.
a letter that says your employment is no longer
Yeah, I
needed
was going to say that, you're sacked.
It's something...
because he's
Yeah.
found out she's pregnant. She's told him she's pregnant.
She's got no right to go to she's pushing.
But yeah,
No,
I felt...
just went straight up in between straight to see.
Yeah.
It does go straight, well, it would have gone straight through, wouldn't it?
Well, we took the beam off.
That's what I mean, that's what
Right.
confused me, because I thought,
Yeah.
it's a beam where I felt she hung herself, and then I went into that room and saw the beam.
Yeah.
But then Paul says, Gail, this is a false wall. I said, well, it should have gone straight across, but they've got it down.
But why would you take the beam out? Don't put that one out.
That's
There's no
what I
reason to.
can't understand. Why is the beam
Oh, I reckon she
down?
hung herself.
Look,
I wonder if they
Oh,
took it
sure.
out because she hung herself.
it's nigh on gone. Maybe they had to.
Yeah, good point.
I wonder if they took it out because she didn't.
Yeah.
Why would you go
Yeah,
to...
it's,
Why would you take it out? There's no reason to take it
No,
out.
there's no reason for to
You don't
take
take
that
that one
out.
out, then take
So I would
anything
have thought
else
it were
out,
like
why?
some support in a way.
Yeah, but how's the roof up there? Because that roof's falling apart to me.
that roof falling apart might have something to do with being missing.
Yeah.
Keep going
Yeah.
backwards and forwards.
I just,
Yeah.
you know, wanted to, you know, move. I don't know about you, Eva, but I'm feeling a bit of a heaviness in the head. I feel just that little bit of
Double
I'll
heaviness.
tell you what
Yeah.
I've got. I've
You know,
at the minute
pressure,
I'm
pressure
seeing
in the
Across the
head, just
temple.
here, yeah.
at the minute I'm seeing
Mm.
sort of like half a gentleman, like from here upwards.
Yeah.
He's got white hair, he's got a white beard, tash, but he's wearing this kind
Anybody
of
got
floppy
chest pain?
hat. Floppy hat.
Middle there.
It
Feel
reminds me
uneasy.
of,
No, no, I just
not
got
so
it
much
with
a
the-
cowboy's hat, but it is a cowboy's hat. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not the cowboy's hat, but it is.
like a Quaker one.
Um,
You know, the black
it's
round one.
yeah, it's a bit like that, but it's brown. It's short. It's just like an hat that you.
Yeah.
Ranch.
It's not a cowboy hat,
It's
but
not
it's
Julby.
it's not a cowboy hat, but it's a cowboy hat.
Mm.
I know what you mean. It's English version of a cowboy hat.
Is that what you think? It's just yeah, it's a brown one as well. It's
Yeah.
like right because the brim is kind of flopping over his his head and his face and stuff.
Made out of cloth.
Yeah, me, I feel right heavy-headed.
He's quite brooding eyes because he's just sort of like staring at me.
That's what I was doing, I don't know why. It's just strange as well.
It is, isn't
Yeah.
it? You can feel it.
Comes across as if he were like a horse hound.
He was. It's definitely something to do with horses. Because he had his own horse. Words might sound daft, but horse rustling comes to mind. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Because generally around some of the pubs around here, they had stables. And they used to put the horses in the stables, and the reason why they lifted them up was because of horse rustlers. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was either somebody who stole a horse or had his horse stolen. But he definitely rode horses, rustling.
I'm pushed all the time, I think.
I've got red hot.
It's like he worked with the highwaymen.
In conjunction with, he probably told them like best horses were.
Is anybody's face tingling here?
I've gone
Back
red
there.
hot. I've gone red
Spine-
hot.
spine of
I feel
cobwebs.
like something's tingly here.
Yeah.
Right on my face.
I know I had
my
that
left-hand
heaviness in my head before, but now I'm just beaming hot. It could be like the pressure.
From Alice.
Like a pressure, you
Like
know.
she's all
you-
worked up. and she's done
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that type of thing. Like the pressure in the head, but then I've gone all hot. But you felt the pain, didn't you?
I feel really weird stuff.
Floaty.
Yeah, it's like
I'm swaying.
I'm
Well,
sweating
I'm
cold,
going-
and yeah, when I walked in here, it was so
It's got back of my
cold.
legs have been
It was
freezing
so
everywhere
cold
I
when I
go.
walked in here. But I just feel
Like
I'm
light-headed-
burning, I'm
like
burning.
light-headedness, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like you say, you're swaying.
Swaying, yeah.
I'm getting the feeling that, like I say, I was working between people who'd got horses that were worth money and the horse smugglers. He was like the in-between saying, come round here, this is where the best ones are. And he were getting paid off for it. If there is anywhere, there's a square there. The rest of the wall looks the same, but then Dini decided it's
Oh, yeah.
there. So perhaps it might have been.
Come straight across through it. Take walk to the building.
Yeah.
Still can't understand why they take it out. But,
See, I've come back into here. I'm okay in there.
It's that,